What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue, here to talk about Black Adam. Finally, this movie is here after so long, and there are some big implications going forward in terms of DC. But before I talk about the reactions to Black Adam and what it means going forward, what I think about it, I do want to talk about this hiatus. I apologize. It's been so long since we've made a video. Darren and I have both had personal things going on the side that have made it so that uh, making videos alongside of the discourse in the fandom has just been a little exhausting. Outside of this, a lot of things going on in the world. Just feel burnt out. I felt burnt out for a long time, and that's why we've been kind of on the hiatus. And Darren may be on the hiatus for other personal reasons. I'll let him go ahead and attest to that when he does feel comfortable enough to jump on and make videos again. But yeah, I look forward to getting back into the swing of things now that there's a little bit more certainty on my end. Anyways, moving forward, to anyone still rocking with us, let's talk about Black Adam. So I'm going to get into these first reactions in a second, but first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What has been happening in these past few weeks? Is he in it? Is he not in it? I'm just going to go ahead and let you know right now, potential spoilers, if you really have not been following Black Adam. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, apparently it's happened. Henry Cavill is back, and he's going to be in the post-credit scene in one of the worst-kept secrets ever. Actually, I don't even think it's a secret anymore because I think Entertainment Weekly recently just did an interview with Black Adam, and they basically spoiled the fact that he's back. The most unstoppable force in the universe is back. That's what obviously Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he says it in the trailer, and he's been saying it in the interviews. He is the most unstoppable force on the planet. No one can stop him on this planet. That's how the trailers kind of went. And in these interviews, he's just kind of basically saying, hey, he even said, welcome home to the most unstoppable force on this universe, which is basically Superman, who's managed by his former partner and current manager, Danny Garcia, and then Hiram Garcia. But anyways, outside of that, I'm sure that's going to be boosting it. We'll talk about that later, how fans are going to react to it. But I'm sure that for the most part, for general audiences, it's going to be a boost in the talk, in the discourse surrounding the general population. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at this. I have Collider right here. It says, Black Adam's first reactions called Dwayne Johnson's anti-hero movie brutal, adrenaline-fueled, and a game changer. And yes, I'm sure there's a little bit of over-exaggeration here on a lot of people's parts. Of course, they get to see the first the first screenings. They're gonna have the most obvious. I mean, they're gonna put out the positive reactions. They don't have enough to kind of really convey what they really feel about the movie. Let's read it. The first reactions for Black Adam are in as journalists share their thoughts after watching Dwayne Johnson's highly anticipated DC movie. Starring Johnson as the titular anti-hero, the movie tells the origin story of Teth Adam, man born into slavery, who acquires powers equivalent to those of Shazam. Funny enough, they don't talk about Shazam at all in the promotion. It drives me nuts. I want one of these damn reporters to ask him about Shazam. If I missed an interview, someone link me, because, man, he has not been talking about Shazam at all, and it's kind of annoying. So Black Adam explores how Teth Adam developed a distorted version of justice after his traumatic experience as an enslaved person in ancient Egypt. Once he gets his powers, Teth Adam wants to use his newfound might to wipe out criminals from the face of the earth. Teth Adam's bloody action turned him into a cruel anti-hero, which might set him on a collision course with DCU Shazam. Oh, wow. Hopefully this movie addresses this. I'm excited for that. While Shazam's not part of Black Adam, Teth Adam will still have to face many superheroes. That's because after being trapped for centuries, Black Adam reemerges in a time where heroes protect the streets. In the movie, the Justice Society of America is not ready to accept the existence of a metahuman who kills other people, even criminals, which lead them to fight Black Adam. The film's version of JSA includes Quintessa Swindell as Cyclone, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher, and Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. All right, I've read enough. Let's get to some of these reactions. Okay, here's how Steve Weintraub from Collider sees it. have seen Black Adam. The Rock is fantastic as Black Adam. He spent 10 years getting ready for this role, and he literally kills anyone and everyone in his way. And I love that he didn't pull back on who Black Adam is. Left the theater wanting to see a sequel immediately. That is promising, of course. Let's go read a few more before we start talking. It's epic on every level. Paul Maguire Grimes. I don't know who this guy is, but of course, we only get a little bit of tease in the hero in the trailers, and so far the trailers, the lines have been so corny. I'm not the biggest fan of The Rock's acting, though I am a fan of him as a person. Love everything about him. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'll deliver. Boom! Black Adam. The Rock delivers us one of the most adrenaline-fueled adventures of the year. This 300-style action spectacle feels like a hit for DC. Some side characters and a shaky script prevent this from changing the hierarchy of the DCEU. Pierce Brosnan is a scene stealer. Okay, so what I've heard a lot is that Pierce Brosnan really is integral in terms of making this movie stand out. And also, I've heard a lot about the slow motion, the action, the VFX, and yeah, you could tell that it oozes out of the screen, and I don't mind a lot of VFX. Like it's to be expected in a movie like this, and you see the Man of Style type action in here. So never bothered me. I know it bothers some people, but good. I'm down for some action. I'm down to just be entertained. I don't need this to be the best movie ever. I didn't expect it to be. Didn't look it, but I want to be entertained. Eric Davis says, DC's Black Adam rocks. Tons of action characters you're instantly invested in. Terrific pacing. Dwayne Johnson finds a great balance in being menacing and badass. Also empathetic. Especially loved Aldous Hodge's Hawkman, Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate. More GSA movies, please. All right. Black Adam is a game changer. This is the DC Comics movie I've been waiting for. It did not disappoint. The Rock is electrifying and brutal as Black Adam. This is what I wanted Black Adam to be. Okay. They loved the JSA. Okay. Cool. Joe from the Illuminati. And Illuminati right here. Black Adam kicks off the DCU's new era in a big way. The Rock electrizes. Black Adam is absolutely brutal in the best of ways. Some of the best action we've seen in DCU. Aldous Hodge, Pierce Brosnan, Quintessa Sudell, Noah Centineo. Perfectly as the JSA. Okay. So okay, let's look at I want to see something different. What is people saying that's different? I'm going to leave these on the screen just enough for you to read it if you want. So the fact that this is the most action-packed film to date for DC, and DC has killed it in terms of action, especially in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So the fact that this is the most action-packed film, I mean, it's a short movie, so it's going to probably feel like that thrill ride that Ben Rolfe is talking about right here. There's no time to breathe. Sometimes it feels like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that, the story is going to be lacking. It's just the sense that I get from the short storytelling. Everyone's saying that it's going to be a nonstop action ride, but we'll see. Okay, I want to see something different. These images look absolutely beautiful, though. Okay, here, something different. Matt Neglia says Black Adam struggles to find its footing at first, but once the Justice Society enters, it becomes more fun to watch. Dwayne Johnson's anti-hero presents an intriguing new dynamic to the DCEU, solid visuals, weak villain. Post-credit scene gets the biggest reaction of all. Oh, okay. Let me, sorry about that. Kind of a work event right there going along. But I did see, so they said it gets off to a shaky start. But Grace Randolph, on the other hand, says Black Adam initial reaction starts out very strong. So two totally opposite perceptions of the start of this movie. And she says it starts out very strong, ends like you're watching Pirates of the Caribbean 5. The Rock spared no expense VFX wise, so you just have to ask yourself, these characters mean anything to you, and if you want the DCEU to continue. Now, Grace Randolph, I should say, is one of those people who want the DCEU to end, and she wants a hard reboot. Something I think could work, but not something I think most people would want, because they've already gotten invested in some of these characters. So I think a reboot down the line is fine, but right now I want to see what happens to some of these characters, and I want to see some of these casts continue to play the people that they were cast as and that people love them as, especially who at the end. And she says it ends like you're watching Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Now I gotta be honest, I know people really criticize them. I've enjoyed every Pirates of the Caribbean movie, even to some extent. I think, you know, I don't usually go into those movies with a critical eye. I just go in there to have fun, and I've had fun in almost every one of those movies. It's been a while since I've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean 5. I don't know how many times I watched it, but I just remember having a good time. So let's see if there's any other ones that don't like it, or any other people that don't like it. Um, oh, okay. This particular article didn't really go over things that people didn't like. So I think for the most part, from what I've heard, is the story is a little bit lacking, leaves you wanting more, and the plot's a little bit weak, or the character development's a little bit weak. But for the most part, it's very promising. I got to tell you, I'm way more excited after hearing this than I was previously, and especially the fact that Henry Cavill's, I've been trying to stay offline for the most part, but Henry Cavill is clearly in here, and people really enjoyed the post-credit scene. Now, up until now, the post-credit scene has been a wide source of discussion up until these early reactions because of a very what some people would think is a minor thing, but on to other people it's a huge thing, and to me it was a huge thing too, because most of the talk was concerning the theme. Supposedly the theme when he comes in, Superman comes in, is the John Williams theme. And you guys know me. If you go back, if you're some of the early subscribers to this channel, you know I've even gone and seen Hans Zimmer live perform Man of Steel, as Man of Steel scores, DC scores, and all of his other work obviously too. But it's a theme for the modern Superman, and I think it trumps any other superhero theme. I think Man of Steel is the best superhero movie, so you could see why people like me would get a little bit upset. Again, I'm not throwing any fits, but people are throwing fits online, and that's been a discussion online, though I haven't talked about it much. It's something that might annoy people. Now, from what I've heard on the Twitter universe, as much as I've been on there, some people said they haven't even heard, they didn't even hear a theme when it actually came about, when they saw the movie. So we'll see. I will definitely comment on it, and we'll see what the future holds. But suffice it to say that there's going to be more Superman in the future. So really exciting news. Who would have thought this day would ever come? And of course, people are still finding things to complain about. But we'll definitely talk about that. How are fans going to respond to this? Well, first of all, I think fans are going to be happy that Henry Cavill's back as Superman. General population probably don't care as much as us nerds online do about the theme, but I think they're going to be happy to see Superman back in here. And of course, The Rock has been teasing on social media a potential showdown with Superman, so I'm sure people are going to be excited about that. And I think this movie may do better than, better than expected. Like, basically, a lot is probably riding on this. There's rumors that WB's Discovery is potentially getting WB ready to go on sale again to try to resell it to someone like maybe Universal. So who knows what's going to happen, if this universe will continue or not. But a lot's going to be riding on this movie. The future of the DCEU most likely is going to be riding on this movie. So we will see. I, for one, think fans are going to respond relatively positively. If you're in certain pockets of Twitter, it may feel like there's a lot of outrage and no hype. I mean, definitely, I've looked at tickets, and there are some theaters that are not exactly full, but probably a lot of different factors. But I do think this movie will do better than what is expected, and I'm taking these first reactions as a big positive. Now, I imagine when the reviews come out, there is going to be a lot more talk about the negative aspects of the movie. But right now, they're not hiding anything. They want people to talk about this, and talk about it we are. And I hope you guys, enjoy the movie. Obviously, I want to be more positive in terms of how these movies are being received and talk about, because it's more fun when things are positive, even if there are things you dislike. I'm hoping to like this movie, not trying to make any hate videos about it. I wasn't as hyped. I'm hyped now. So let's see, guys. What do you think about the first reactions? Do the first reactions get you a little bit more hyped, or are you still a little bit tamed in your excitement for this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys once again for sticking with us. If you are still with us, please drop a comment down below. We hope to update you guys soon. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.